Greetings, everyone. So, back just a few hours ago, was doing another live video yesterday, and it came to my attention uh, without a doubt because I've kind of suspected it before. Comments posted on my personal Facebook wall are not appearing in the comments here in the video. So there's a good chance that comments posted on through Facebook is not going to get seen while I'm here unless it's on the DioWarriors store. So try to, if you can, post comments there. However, I posted a comment on my wall under this video's link, and I'm seeing the comments here right now. So I don't know what's going on. Let's see. Some destination, look at comments, learn more. Facebook groups, read. Facebook pages, Facebook profiles, info. What's this thing? Well, it is public. So I don't know what's going on. So I'll have to investigate this. So with that said, it is quite warm today. I got the printers going. They have some of them have heated build plates, and that's heating up the room basically. I got a wall of printers over here. Can't really see that on the camera, but I got computers in the way. But they're there, and I got some lights going on my VSS that I'm working on. I'm about to start this print right here behind me. What other little things I can give an update to? I'm going to be changing the layout of the room, and in the next couple of weeks, probably beginning maybe sometime today, is a lot of stuff here I have to move out of my way so I can access the VSS. And I need to clear out this table as well. What I intend to do is to move the table with the VSS further out like this, so it's this direction, and move this table, I think, further to the back. What I need to also do is, I have another one of these small tables. This is like a 4-foot table or something like that. So that's like a 6-foot table, and it's too small for the VSS. So right now, just that section is about 4 feet long. So there's about 2 feet extra on the other side. And I have another 4-foot long VSS part that needs to go. So really, I need something like at least an 8-foot table. Actually, need more like a 10-foot table, but an 8-foot table. I don't have something like that, but I have these. So these are about 4 feet. So I'm thinking of putting them either like this, table side end to end like this, or putting them like this with the VSS going across. So the other thing of concern is that these type of tables, when you straighten them out, since they're folding, when the ends meet, there's like a little ridge in the middle. So the middle of the VSS, the far end, is raised up a little bit. And I'm wondering about, over time with MDF wood, if that's going to cause the wood to kind of sag a little bit over time. So I'm looking at that. So that's one reason why I'm thinking about putting the tables like this with the VSS going across. Other than that, I'm working on orders. I have a number of the printers going on right now. I'm about to put on this one. And I'm working on completing one particular order right now, so I have a small box set up. And so that's basically, it's going to be the topic of the video. Just letting you guys see how my daily work goes with DioWarriors. So it's not extremely exciting unless you're sitting in the seat here, because then you got control of all these computers and things. So I'll try to see about instilling my own excitement and enthusiasm, into the video, because lots of times I can just sit here, with a file and just go, just be content, just filing away, doing one thing after the other for an hour and not saying any word. So I'll try not to be so silent like that. I'm also going to have to go around and see if there's any comments. So I'm going to tear off this tab here on my Facebook tab, and I'm just going to try to just to do like little rounds, just go through the motions of checking the different accounts. DieWarrior store, I do know, works for comments. I think the DieWarriors group also works for comments, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. So let me do another test on my wall. Test 1 2 3. Okay, so that test 1 2 3 appeared on the comments section of this video. Then again, too, it is my own Facebook thing, so I don't know if there's permissions that allowing me to see but not anyone else's comments to go through. And so I'm going to check the DieWarriors group right now, and then I'll get back to the orders here. Test 1 2 3. Okay, 2 comments. Of course, when I want to find the DieWarriors group, Facebook doesn't show the link. Okay, I'm going to do a test comment via the store. Via the store. Period. And I'm going to see if the comments went through. Yeah, I got the comments from that. But then again, too, I'm the author of those comments on the groups and the pages that I administer. So I like to do proper testing by asking if other people can send a comment. And if I get comments from others, then I know for sure. Okay. Of course, now that I want to jump to the DieWarriors group, Facebook hides the link from me. There it is. Yeah, there's some pictures. Nothing is in the DieWarriors group about the video. And of course there should be. So let me go to the... Yeah. So where's the video? Okay. It's just a little chaos here. Happens every day. Okay, I'm changing the account. Share to... Say share now, share to your story, more options, share to a group. I'll just click share. Okay, share. Now I'm going to be switching back to DieWarriors store account, and let's see how this works. So this is an example of everyday stuff going on with me on DieWarriors. Sometimes it's messing around with Facebook. Sometimes it's messing around with other things. It's never a dull moment because it's always something that crops up. So with this, I'm going to switch back to my account. Okay, and I'm going to try to keep the... Okay, I got the comment screen going, so hopefully I'll be able to see everyone's comments. So back to work. So I'm working on an order here. Of course, everything's is in groups. What happened? Ah. Strange. Okay. Mouse button clicked something and the browser all disappeared. So anyways, I'm going through an order here. You guys get to see. On everything, I always go through and make sure that everything is complete. And what I need to do is make a proper checklist. So I go through all the parts. This is a door hatch. And there's been several orders on these. So this is the lock mechanism. Parts are upside down. Axle to the hinge. So these parts go here. It needs the hinge parts. So I gotta take a look and see what I have in my area. Let's see. Well, this is a part of the hinge piece for these hatches. This one is not prepared, as you can see. It's full of stringies. So I'm not using this one for this order, obviously. But let's see if I have any more already printed in my bins. So let's see here. Well, I need to print more of them. I have one here. My super text section. Thank you, Darren Martin. I finally got a comment. Let's see, super text section. Let me go to that and just take a look and see what's there. Store. Let's see. Tech and Magic. Super Tech. Oh yeah. Okay. I think if I remember correctly, the Super Tech stuff was intended for not like super weapons, but things like a mass device, a weather dominator, something that is really super science kind of thing. And simply put, I haven't really done anything like that in a while, a long time. The stuff that I did do that was similar were things like the hologram table, items like that. So I'll have to go through and take a look at some of the older designs that I have and basically resurrect some of the older ideas, update them, and put them so they can, you know, be printed and eventually use them for that kind of technology. But yeah, that was an area back then when I was doing that, where I wanted Destro to have some other options than simply the Weather Dominator. And I was putting together a series of modular components that by themselves they would just look good, but when you join them you can make something more. And so at the time I was thinking some sort of super weapon. I don't know what it was, but it was put together. It looked kind of steampunkish. And as I was working with it, I was thinking, the style of steampunk, not everyone goes for that. So I was thinking, well, what I could do is make these modular components. So, you have like an advanced computer part here, a nice looking box over there, some sort of interesting cabinet there, some sort of extruder part, pointy section, and put them together in a way where someone can put them in one style and in its one type of device, or rearrange those components and you have another type of device. So I was thinking like, some sort of modular piece. So I have a section on my hard drive where I was working on these modular components. Let me just put these things back into the bag, start the next print, and I'll show you what I've been working on. Well, back then. Thank you. Gonna have some root beer at the same time. So this part's almost done. On this one, I need to do another one of these. And lock mechanisms. Okay. So I got to work on this order here. Computer. Turn on Mini Select 6.
Okay.
Yeah, printer number 6 is the printer that I use for. Do I have it here? Those little blue parts. Parts in this color. And this is special filament, and they require an additional step. It's great for details. So let me see. Print. -2. All right, so that print is going to go on. It's going to print step 1 of a locking mechanism. Then I'm going to do another print for step 2, and then finally one of the hinge pieces. Put that into the machine for processing, and then tomorrow that order is going to go out. Let's see. I'm going to take a quick look. Hey, thanks. I got a message from the legendary Tom Brooks. Always a pleasure. And so yeah, thanks. Nice to see my setup for the VSS. Thanks. It's going to. This is just just half of it, and so I'll be working on that. Let's see. I'm going to show those components. Modular components. So on my network drive, go to props, go to, where was it? I have topics for the folder names: machinery, miscellaneous. Let's try machinery. 1/18 scale. It's not tech laboratory. Probably under generics. Yeah. Yeah, modular machinery. So let me take a quick look and see what's under modular machinery. Oh yeah. So this was an idea here. So this was an older idea. I'll go ahead and share this so everyone can see. And so this is an example of some modular machinery that I was designing a couple years ago. This is part of the super tech stuff, and so I was beginning with something small, and I was going to up it to larger components. And so here's one. Oh, it's okay. So, just taking a look, the differences here. Parts could be removable. Now the part, this part here is being different. In other words, stackable or so, just simply move things around. So this is something I shelved on the at the time for one reason, is that I didn't have enough printers to satisfy the orders I was getting back then, plus doing something new. But now I do. So now I can actually return to this. Not only that, but also the technique of printing that I do now is better than what I did years ago. So I can print these pieces in a modular way with better resolution and better offerings, better components, and also faster than what I did back then. Cleaner prints. So I will work on this. So that is a good question about the Supertech stuff. It's something that I started, I put off, but I suppose now's a good time to return to it. So thank you for that question, Darren Martin. That's a good question. Okay, so go for some root beer. Silica gel. Do not eat. Yeah. So okay, so that order is. I'm working on that. I'm working on another order. Let me actually go to the. I'm working on memory here. Oh, I like this image. I'm working on memory here for the orders that need to go out. I'm about to move some files around. Not there. Let's see. Okay, let's see. I need to scroll down. I'm taking a look at the orders right now. Next one on the list. Okay. An acrylic tech desk. I got a bunch of parts for the acrylic tech desk. That's another hot item that people order like every day, really. Although not yesterday, didn't get any orders for acrylic tech desks. So I have the acrylic stuff in the other room. So I need to print the legs for this. Okay. So so this is the typical thing, just I go through each piece just to do little cleanup, and just make sure everything is it's okay. This one's pretty clean. Yeah. Some parts have stringies. I guess I could put it back on the video. So some parts have stringies or little junk pieces like this here, and so just clean things up. These are raw prints, and so it gives you an idea how dirty they come out sometimes. It's not too shabby. This piece. A lot of the stuff that you see accumulated here is that it prints like this, flat. So if there's junk on the build plate, sometimes you pull this out and it pulls the junk along with it. And then, it's just a matter of just removing that junk. Okay. So into the trash. Got the trash right here. Where did I put that? Oh, there it is. Okay, I gotta start this print behind me. So it's a touch screen. What am I going to print today? I need 2 more of those things. So print. So this is about a 6-hour print. Okay. So this printer is heating up. And in about a minute or so, it'll be hot enough. It'll start to do its thing. So let's see. Got this. This just came out. So little stringies on this. Okay. See, I think I'm going to do the rounds again and see if there's any comments. Hey, okay, look at that. More comments from Tom Brooks. Okay, so Tom Brooks is working on laser engraving a project right now, making 3/8 by 3/8 mini screens, 1/16 thick plexiglass. Not bad. Yeah, I've been noticing the pictures from you, Tom Brooks, that you've been posting, and it looks pretty good. Um, it looks pretty good. I like what you've been doing, and it's it gives some inspiration as well. So I haven't had the time to try anything similar, but it's so tempting. I really like the stuff that you're doing, and it gives me ideas and stuff. And so when I get an opportunity, I probably will start to work with the props again. This is my thought, is that concerning the VSS, I am at a stage, at a point with the VSS where it is time consuming in terms of designing the part, because there's so many parts I need to design to flesh out my own VSS. Since I am dealing with a hard deadline, the Joe Fest. I'm trying to have the VSS over at Joe Fest, next year's Joe Fest. So I'm trying to get as much as possible ready, and I'm hoping I can get everything ready and have a display. I may not have enough time to do a whole lot of other non-VSS items for display. So I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't even try. Maybe I should focus on getting the VSS out, ready for Joe Fest, and populate the interior of the VSS with new props. So that's my thought. Is there's a lot of new consoles that I want to do, and so new computer stuff. Give you an idea. Let me see if I have. Well, maybe behind me. Okay, well, think of it like this. An LCD screen. So we sell these little monitors, these little screens on the DioWarriors store. And let me see if I can just simply bring that up. So folks can see what I'm getting at. So let's see. Share screen. Tab, share. Okay, so here is a shared screen, trying to maximize the window. So here's the LCD monitor. So it's pretty standard, This is what a monitor tends to look like. So I was thinking, as I've been working on this with other projects, and I'm thinking of doing this on the VSS to show LCD screens that are designed to be mounted on the wall, LCD screens that are designed to be mounted from the ceiling, like at an airport. So the VSS makes a great area to show those particular types of props. I have new ideas for new consoles. Some of those consoles are going to have more than one monitor. Some of them are going to be multi-monitored. Some of them are just going to have areas to put more than one monitor. I do have a number of cabinets that are designed to be placed either on, like mounted on a wall, or just put near a wall. Some of them are static. In other words, they're just there for the background. So inexpensive props that won't cost an arm and a leg and won't cost that much to print. So these are simple background cabinets that you could use to dress up a background scene. Some of those cabinets are going to be a little bit more functional, where they will have attachment points to attach things like like a monitor or other equipment. Also, in terms of the monitor, well, I can't really show with that over there, but some of the stuff that I do, they have these, well, quite a bit for the stuff for the VSS. Let me just change this. They have attachment ports here. Okay, and so with that, the idea is that I can attach either, in this case, for this beam, a handrail, but I can attach monitor sections to it, keyboard sections, cabinets, other items, security items. So that's the thing with most stuff with the VSS. As I work with the VSS, I'm going to be fleshing things out. So a lot of the ideas with background cabinets and background consoles and things like that, as the VSS gets worked on, you'll start seeing more new types of interior props like that. Of course, there's the idea for weapon systems, and so I've been working on those, getting those things ready. And so so once again, as I work on the outside of the VSS, exterior weapon systems are going to be applied. And there's no reason why interior weapon systems can't be applied either. For example, some sort of automated defense gun mounted on the ceiling. In case there's some there's some enemy figure sneaking around. Take advantage of artificial intelligence. It's like, okay, does that look like a known G.I. Joe figure? Does that look like Snake Eyes or something like that? Weapons lock, automatically raise the alarm. So, there's other things too. I want to do security cameras and put the security cameras on places for the VSS. And of course, what I do on the VSS can be applied for anything else. So just because it's VSS doesn't mean it's exclusively VSS. You could always take a VSS console, for example, for the bridge, and apply it to a Terra drone, or apply it to um, some other diorama system. Uh, the GI Joe headquarters. So so got this part kind of nice. So this part here is now ready to go into the machine for pressing layer lines. The next step. This side here doesn't require any sanding, but I'm doing it anyway just to make sure I don't miss anything. Okay, so the way this goes, fits in like this, and I know the light is kind of fighting against it. It's a lot of glare, so the parts all fit in. So this part is getting ready for the next step. I've got to do this a couple more times. There's a few other orders for that. So let's see, what's the next? Oh, in case y'all are curious, some barrels. So these are blue barrels. If you can see, the layer lines have been suppressed on these. They are very, very smooth. It's like they came out from an injection machine. I have a white version, of course, with the glare from the window. You can't see this one here. It has the blue one. I spray paint it usually, not all the time, but with a clear coat of some sort of matte, so it's not really glossy. What goes out to customers when you get this is unpainted for whatever reason. I don't want to spray paint some sort of clear coat, and that clear coat causes problems for a customer who is applying some kind of paint on there. So I don't know. I don't want to take any risk like that. So when you order this stuff, this type of prop doesn't come painted. So so what you see here right now, this one has been one layer of a clear matte to cut down on the glossiness. So you can't see the glossiness on this one because of the glare from the window. I won't be able to with my hand, but it is very shiny, has very glossy. I mean, I can see the Venetian blinds on the reflection on the surface of this stuff. So barrels in different colors for different reasons. I have an orange one and a yellow one. Not on me, but they are there. I don't know if I have any of the orange ones available now. But I think I have some yellow ones still available. I'm not 100% sure. But for whatever reason, in white, laboratory, blue, no typical what you could get in real life. Of course, you can get them in different colors in real life. The orange, maybe like hazmat, hazardous material. Yellow, maybe something similar. I would like to take an orange one. I would like to paint it red for whatever reason. I could do them in black, but I haven't really seen these types of barrels in black. So I'll just stick with blue. I need to put more blue filament in the machines to do more blue barrels, though. Actually, this is for the VSS. Okay, good. And let's see. Yeah, you can see that. Put it right over there on the VSS. So this part is ready for me to clean up. Okay, starting the next print on that. Now I'm going to increase the speed on this thing. Okay. So in about 6 hours, this print behind me is going to get done. And I'm using this printer just for the VSS. So everything you see on the VSS is going to be done on this printer. Oh, let's see. Okay, well, I'm at a point right now where all the printers are occupied printing and doing things. So I can't do anything else. Well, I can clean this. So there was a question posted. Oh, let me just again see if there's any okay. Yeah, I really need to figure out what's going on for comments. Okay. Yeah, I gotta see what's going on for comments because I really don't like missing comments. People ask questions or people want to say something, and I want to be able to answer when those things come in, and not discover them after the video has ended. I truly apologize for that. So there was a question asked a while ago about international orders. So we've been shipping to Canada, so that is okay. We can do that now. And I want to open international orders to other places around the world. The reason why I didn't do it before is using the software that hosts the store. The hosting company is called Weebly. It's pretty good. I like Weebly. It's easier, and I think it's better than Etsy. But when we were doing setting up the orders for international stuff, it wasn't so easy to do international using the Weebly system. It was still possible, but it relied more on you as the store owner to have your own UPS, FedEx, DHL, all those other separate accounts, and then work with those companies to integrate that into your store. Now with updates on Weebly, Now it's more possible. It's easier to have international stuff for those carriers now. So now it's just using the Weebly system. I can set up a UPS account easily, the labeling, all that stuff within the store, instead of having instead of doing it third party or doing it separately. So in other words, it's easier now. But there are some little complications. It's like we don't have enough international orders right now because I haven't been doing international orders to determine the typical weight of the packages. So we can set up the system charging shipping based on weight or based on ranges. Like, for example, $10, $20, $30, that kind of thing, based on ranges. And what I do need to do is to get a very good scale and measure all of the parts that make up one item. And so that way, when people order those items, the weight is on record. And so at the end of the order, it calculates how many items and how much weight were on those items, and comes up with shipping based on weight. So we do some shipping based on weight, but after everything is put together into a box. I'll give you an idea. How to say, it's we got boxes of a certain size, a whole bunch of different boxes. When we put everything together for an order, we don't know if we'll be using a small box, medium box, big box, a huge box, or a medium box that's taller in one way, because so there's a lot. So the weight of the box is an issue. So some of those things we can't really like determine beforehand. It's not too easy. Maybe there's a better formula, but until then, well, so I'm kind of deviating off. The items with for shipping internationally, we want to do more international stuff. So we now have a system set up using a UPS for international orders. So another reason why we didn't do that in the past is because we kept hearing nightmare scenarios about people being ripped off on eBay or PayPal and things like that. They order something, it gets shipped to some country, and the seller shows, hey, it's got all the information showing that it was delivered to the destination, but the buyer keeps saying, no, nothing ever came. So the seller gets we don't know, gets ripped off maybe. They end up losing. And because the stuff that we do takes a long time to 3D print, it's not like we just get thousands from a factory, injection molded. Lose one order, no problem. We just turn around. We got a bin full of hundreds of parts, and we just grab a handful, put into a box, and ship it. It's not like that for us. It takes time, and so so having to reprint an order for someone for a lost package, does impact the other people in the order queue. So that was the big fear, being ripped off, selling something overseas. So what I'm doing now is using UPS and making sure insurance and all that other stuff is on it. And so it's a little bit more leaving less to chance. If we ship through standard mail, I think things can get lost more easily because it's standard mail. But if something is set up on a private carrier internationally, I think the burden of delivery, proof, and all that falls more on the carrier. So it protects us a bit more. So because of that, I'm now trying to see about setting up international orders for more countries. So if you're in another country and you're interested in shipping, getting our stuff, let us know, and we'll see about setting it up to work with the country that you're in. A lot of the stuff we're doing it as it comes. So it's all on me, and so there's a lot of stuff I don't know when it comes to international orders and things. So if you want to be a guinea pig, let us know also. So we'll work through the issues with that. So okay, back to this. So I'm printing on the lock mechanisms for another hatch. I got the first part of the lock mechanism pretty much cleaned up. And once I get these other parts done, I'll be putting everything into the machine to kind of suppress the print lines. And everything is basically printing right now. All the printers are doing its thing. So now I'm at a point where I would twiddle my thumbs, but since today's doing the video thing, I guess maybe I should load up the CAD program and start doing something in CAD, to keep things going. But I am thinking about Darren Martin's question again about the SuperTech stuff, because that is a very, very good question. Thank you, Darren, for asking that question. It really is something that I dismissed from my mind for a while because focused on other things. But now I'm thinking again, that would be a good idea to get back. Maybe take another look. See, the other thing too is that working on the VSS, I don't want to distract myself too much away. But I'm thinking okay, these modular props, these modular components would actually be very good for a lab, and not just that, for other things. For example, okay, the pictures that I showed before with those stackable components. If I were to print them in white for laboratory smooth type of material, type of look, it can easily be used for a lab. Well, the VSS requires some labs. There's other lab type ideas too. And yeah, it's not a super tech at that point, but it is part of the super tech idea. So I'm thinking super tech doesn't have to be solely a weapon. So, super technology stuff could also be laboratory type things. The brainwave scanner from G.I. Joe, from Marvel Comics and G.I. Joe. Other types of stuff like that. I might have easy access to one of those modular pieces. Let me go see if I can find it real fast. Okay, so I've got a few items. Yeah, let me move the camera down some so you get to see. Okay, so maybe a little bit back here like that. So, okay, so this is an item that I am looking to 3D print these, and it's just that there's a lot of parts. That's all. That's the only slowdown on this. Just a lot of parts. And I'm thinking that it might be a good idea to get another small printer dedicated to only printing white. Let me see about how would I say closing the window a little bit. Maybe a little bit darker might help. Okay, so there's still some glare, but maybe still a lot of glare. Wow. I wonder why so much glare. Anyways, maybe because closing the blinds, the camera tries to compensate by making things brighter. Yeah, maybe so. Because now it looks worse than what it was. Anyway, so this is something I am working on, and I'm going to, when all the parts are ready, I'm going to try to have like a number of them already done, printed in a bag. And so I am thinking that it might be a good idea to actually have a dedicated printer to only print stuff in white. Right now I have a printer, well, let me rephrase that. I have a printer to print things in white. It's just that it's printing other things in white. Something like this will take a lot of time to print. There's a lot of parts. And I'm thinking like, well, maybe I can use a dedicated printer to do like just the laboratory stuff. You know, I have white versions of the pivot table, white versions of consoles, things that will look good in a lab. Now, with that said, I think this is just regular white material. I don't think this is anything special. But this is. Let me close the blind some more. Uh, yes. Okay. I closed the blinds as much as I could do. Now it looks good. It's just that it's too for me to work over there. So okay, now it looks good. So so this is the part here. You know, it's a medical thing. So I'm thinking of doing more like this. Uh, I'm also thinking of different ways to print it. You know, I could print. It comes in components. You know, so I'm thinking maybe I can print the cabinet like this, just going straight up. The way this is made at the moment is it's like a regular IKEA shelf where things are made on the side. You know, you put the side, you put another piece, another piece, another piece, the other side, and then you have the box. So I'm thinking, you know, maybe change the approach on the print. The reason why I did that, the reason why I did that is to add other items to the cart, a different top, for example, things. So yeah. Also, these little handles. Yeah. So maybe I can just do remove this handle down here. And, have the thing print like this going up. Of course, not the monitor. So you know the idea is the monitor can be put onto other machines for other things, other kinds of monitors, monitors that are standing, portrait, you know, landscape. I guess monitors that can hang from the ceiling, you know, in different positions. That's also another nice thing for lab. These really I should print some more of these monitors today. So um, let's see. Let me share. Let me go back and share those pictures again. Okay. So this one here, I printed these out. This is what we have here. Oh, this is what we have here. And it's not going to fit, you know, properly, but that's fine. Was a simple prototype. I suppose something like this could fit on a tray for this type of cart, you know, and roll around. The idea, you know, is that you can have another body part and put on top and kind of stack your way up. You know, so a modular piece, and that's that picture there. You know, replace different types of items. You know, so that's what these two were being a prototype for. So this is several years old right here, and so I can print these out and see. I can see about printing them faster too. The technique I use now is a lot better than what it was. Yeah. I'm just thinking about this right now. Something like this, becomes a part of a larger object, some sort of super weapon or super device. So instead of having to print unique devices each time, you could just print this and apply it to the to other devices. What's nice is you can mix and match different orientations of this. You know, so that's what I'm thinking about that. And making it work with the cart is not a bad idea either. You know, so the carts are made to be assembled by glue, and the idea being you can replace the different types of keyboards and such. Okay, one of the prints finished. I'll get right to that. So another little idea we're working on is are these standing kiosk-like consoles. I want to redo this part here. Okay, I'm not really happy with the way the acrylic looks. It serves its purpose, but I want something a little bit more detailed. So the idea with this is you can put this type of console flushed against the wall, or instead, right next to a bed, at the front of the bed, position like this behind, so someone can stand behind it, and you have the patient in front or on the side, do something like that. So it's one of those types of objects that's designed to really intersect into next to other objects. So you can do something like that and build your own type of console. So this I've been printing these as testing. So once I design the acrylic part here and I'm happy with it, then I'll see about printing, making this available on the store. But I'm pretty happy with it in terms of the overall look. These are aluminum pieces. They're acrylic, actually. They're not truly aluminum, so it won't cut anyone. Like real aluminum would do. It's not like a knife cut, so it should be safe. It's being acrylic. These parts are glued. They fit kind of tight as well, so it just gives a nice finished look to it. Everything is basically flat. You can always glue an item to it. You can always put something on it and make your own piece. It has a nice reflection aspect to it as well. So that's where we're going more and more with DioWarriors, is more this type of look. I'll do that. So with that said, let me just move these out the way. These are all ready for the next stage. I'll take the next stage tonight on these. Probably will not do a video on it because it'll be in a different room, and this camera is hooked up to the USB to this computer. So I've got to prepare this. This is the reason why I want more light here. Computer, turn on Joe room light.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I can use more of a white LED light. So here's another little thing that's coming. This is an older uh, one of those biometric hand scanner kind of things. But instead of having the green acrylic on the inside, I did one in that aluminum, using that aluminum acrylic. Fits right inside. So I was thinking of changing this part to make it a little bit higher, the inside part, so it raises that acrylic in, and then you can have something like a very pronounced, very noticeable handprint for that scanner. So this is the locking mechanism. This part fits inside the hatch like this, and this part fits right inside there, like this, and it fits right inside there. So just go through the cleanup. One thing about this is an expensive filament. It's not cheap little filament, but it's very soft. In terms of the print, so it always comes out with these strings, and so I always have to do cleanup with it. Of course, people might say that's the retraction setting. Yeah, that influences, but there's only a certain amount of retraction you can do on the printer before it becomes inefficient, really. And I am at that level. I can't retract anymore without other issues. So I have to just do the cleanup like this, and just do little things like this. Hey, Kiarda. Hey, what's the glowing set up in the background? Oh, okay, that's the VSS I'm working on. I got two glowing sets in the background, but that's the original Zombie Lab behind me over here. And this is the VSS that I'm currently working on. So I'm thinking about getting another camera, a second camera. That second camera, so I can move it around and position it. Take a look at the print. Take a look at that. Take a look, over an object for review. And so that's the VSS that I'm working on. It's as you know, it's going to be twice as long as that. That is approximately 4 feet long. So, computer, convert 4 feet to centimeters.
4 feet is about 121.9 centimeters.
So about 121 centimeters. So I don't know what system is used in Ireland for length, but if that's easier to envision, it's that. I'll use millimeters when it comes to 3D printing, laser cutting, things like that. But when it comes to regular distances on things, different lengths and stuff, I will use miles. I will use feet. I will use yards. Well, not too much yards. I'll use feet and miles. So I'm just going through the motions of all this. these cleanup pieces. Hey, nice. I don't have any good static camera. I was just on my phone when I record video. Yeah, sometimes that's here's the thing. There is a small I don't want to say movement but there are some softwares coming out that converts a smartphone to be used as a webcam. And I have a number of older phones I want to use as a webcam. The thing is that you go to an app store and it wants to show you only the apps that are available for your phone. So, for example, if you have an account with a phone carrier and you have a new phone, it works great. But if you upgrade your phone, your account doesn't remain with your old phone. So you may actually own the physical old phone, but your account is on the new phone. So if you want to upgrade your old phone with software, suddenly it wants to log in. So my advice is to see about getting software for your phone. So if you ever upgrade and you keep your old phone, you can use it as a webcam. Hey, okay, so all right, great. In Ireland, can you use centimeters or can you use millimeters? Okay, I don't know what. Well, I guess yeah, 129. So okay, so it's easy to convert into centimeters into millimeters. So but still, when it comes to small items, 3D printing, laser cutting, I am thinking exclusively in millimeters. And so to me, that's 4 feet. I don't think about 129 centimeters or anything like that. So um, to me, that's 4 feet. So it's going to be twice as long. So it's going to be 8 feet at least. This is deck 4, by the way. So deck 4 is going to have about 2.5 feet more for the engine. So it'll be about 10.5 feet, almost 11 feet long for deck 4. Deck 5 it'll be 8 feet long. The other decks will also be about 8 feet long at the most. Flight deck will be less. So it's going to be a big. It is a big project. I see that every time. Let's see. Yeah, I would strongly suggest about using making sure you have the software on your accounts before upgrading phones. So, but of course, back when I had those older phones, that type of software did not exist, as far as I know. So now that it does, now I have to figure out how I can download the files and then connect the phone to the computer and then move those files to the phone. It's a big hassle, and there's no guarantee that I will find what actually works with my old phones. So okay, let's see. Good. I'm keeping tabs open on the comments. So let me do this. Yeah, I agree. Doing things on converting. Yeah. It's okay for the VSS. The next question is: will it be portable for bringing to conventions and stuff? Yes. Fingers crossed, God willing, it will be. Um, the inventor of the VSS is Victor Garcia, and he designed the VSS to be broken down and transportable, so you can take it to a convention. And so I am trying to make modifications to my VSS in such a way where I don't hinder the ability to be broken down. I have some thoughts on that though, because some items I'm going to do is going to be glued to the wall, and I'm wondering if when you put things into slots, that's how a lot of the stuff to VSS is. There's a slot on the floor. There's like a tab on the wall, and so the tab fits into the slot. And sometimes, especially if the walls are painted, things get sticky. And so sometimes to loosen something or to put it in, you have to kind of wiggle it, in so it fits in. And so the walls on the outside, they have little screw holes. So the way those work is that the head of the screw acts as a hook. So the head of the screw just kind of hooks along the screw hole. And of course, I am the one who does the screws. It doesn't come with the screws already applied. So sometimes the screws go in a little bit at an angle, not quite perfect. So what happens is the stuff on the outside walls, sometimes it's a challenge. I'm putting in the outside wall. Some of the screws fit really well here, but not quite in the middle, not quite on the far end, and so I'm trying to work it. So in other words, I'm moving things around. I'm kind of working it through. And I'm wondering, like, okay, well, if I put more stuff on the walls, on the outside, on the inside, is that going to hinder me from working things through? So I'm kind of thinking like, okay, well, I need to put spaces in between, so I would have wiggle room to work with. And so I'm not quite there yet, but those are in the back of my mind, and I'm thinking like, okay, I have to keep the perspective of transporting the VSS to and from a convention. I have to keep that, as a workable thing. So I can't get too carried away. So that's in the back of my mind. Okay, let me start the next print. So these parts are done now. They're cleaned up enough that I can put them for the next stage, which will be processing for suppressing the layer lines. So I'll put these into that box there. So this is another. Okay, so let me start the next print, which will be the hinge part. So print. What would be? I think it's going to be. Actually, cancel. I think it'll be the next file. Print. Yeah, it'll be this file. Okay. Now I need to do 2 sets of these. So this is the hinge part that raises the hatch. Experimenting with small thruster bells here. You can see this one here is from a raw print. This one here has been processed to suppress the layer lines. And you can see that the processed one is more glossy, has better reflection of the light. So definitely feels smooth. This one feels smooth on the finger, on the skin of the finger, but on the fingernail you could feel the layer lines. This one obviously smooth on the skin of the finger, and it feels smooth, although a little on the bumpy side, but smooth on the fingernail. So the more I apply alcohol to this surface, the more smooth it will become. So safe to do on this. But when you have like consoles where you have buttons and knobs and things, those details can get lost. So this is okay here. Oh, another comment. Okay, cool. Could you use something like a peg and dowel system without the screws? Actually, as I was talking, I was thinking about that, but maybe I can 3D print something so they fit together that way, or would that be too weak to support the structure? Also, is that a dino walking in the door? Yes, it is a dino. Let's see. This is a piece of the Mesozoic. I don't remember which one it is, but it just arrived yesterday. So it's a 1/18 scale feature, So you can have something like Baby Yoda or Grogu, hovering the thing. So it's okay. Okay, get back to seriousness. It's a nicely detailed dino. It's heavy, so it's not like all hollow on the inside. It's a nice hunk of plastic. Plastic has a slight rubbery feel all around. Although you can't press anything, it feels nice. The tail's articulated. It's on a ball and socket. Lots of things are on ball and socket, it seems like. I haven't played around with all of the articulated parts yet. So, but everything feels tight. Feels like there's some ratcheting involved in the legs. The feet feel tight. I'm not a big dino fan, but this stuff is very well done, and I like them. I'm not a dino fan, I don't collect dinos, but being 1/18. Oh, sorry, you can't see that. Being 1/18, the figures, 1/18 scale figures, do work with it. So, I want to try to get one of those Boss Fight Studio saddles and see about making some sort of saddle piece. I'm not quite sure how a figure is going to sit on it. Storm Shadow here seems to be well articulated for sitting on this. But, can put a saddle there. I tried doing this with a boss fight figure yesterday, but I couldn't quite get the legs right. Mostly because I have some Marauder holsters, so maybe that was hindering. But the thing is that it would be nice to set up some sort of fantasy world where, for example, using a DioWarriors prop to break, to make a portal that goes into another parallel universe or an alternate Earth. Something where you have some sort of some sort of fantasy realm, or some sort of planet. The VSS travels to another world where magic and science coexist. So you have some science type stuff mixed in with magic, and you have dragons and dinos and giant lizards and giant bugs. You know, there's some giant bugs there, and have figures riding those. So it's all quite possible. To do some very interesting storylines on diorama pieces. So yeah, so if you don't have a beast of the Mesozoic dino, I do suggest taking a look at their store site. This is a nicely done uh, dinosaur, and if you're a customizer, you can easily make these into something quite unique. Add some weapon systems to it, some high tech stuff. So let's see. Let me put this back. Maybe put it right here. So the other part of the question is, yeah, I'm thinking of some dowels. It might be too, in terms of the diameter of the holes for screws, it might be too small to rely on 3D printing, even with special strong filaments. I can see something like putting some sort of metal piece and putting acrylic into a 3D printed part, but then might as well be a screw. And now I could see if the screw holes were a different shape, different size. Yeah, it'll be different to 3D print something of a different shape that would be stronger, thicker, to support the walls. But the other thing too is that I'm trying to make these modifications to a minimum, to the actual physical VSS structure, because there's lots of people out there that do own a VSS, and they may not have all the tools necessary to do all the modifications of cutting and things. So I'm trying to make things as simple as possible, relying only on, let's say, a drill, for example. Because when you get a VSS, you got to use you should use a drill to kind of make a pilot hole to put the screws in. Anyway, if not, you'll sit there all day with a screwdriver. But so if you have a drill, that's really the only necessary tool we have to assemble a VSS, a standard VSS. So if I could keep the modifications to the physical structure of the VSS to a minimum, to what comes with the VSS, then anyone should be able to do what I do with my own VSS. So all you have to do is just get use the same DioWarrior store props, the beams, things like that, and be able to duplicate. Yeah, Dino Riders. Yeah. Wonder if the harness stuff from the lanyard Triceratops would fit it. Don't know. I don't have any of those. So if you have those types of dinos, you would be more you'll be in a better position to test that out. Yeah, I love the color pattern also. Yeah, I think it is a Triceratops. Just that I'm not a big dino fan, so names of dinosaurs go in one ear and out the other. I like dinosaurs and stuff, but not at the point where I memorize the names and things like that. Of course, now I'm going to have to do that because obviously I'm buying them. So give it some time, and I'll become more proficient with the names. So the printer coming out. Several. Let me do this. This back here. Let's see. Have another print done. So I've been doing freebies with making like a Pelican type case. So it's a Pelican type case. Just came out of the printer, and I'm not sure if I have these available on the store. I might, but the freebies come with a nuclear thing inside there, so you can carry it, set it up on a table, blow up the world. So far, almost every order will get something. Will get a freebie. Definitely, every order will get a freebie. These are right now. These are my standard freebies. I may do a few that has no insides. I want to change the interior though to a different piece because repeat customers, they get the same freebie. It gets kind of old after a while. So I want to keep the interest going. I'm also thinking of making a bigger Pelican case. I do have old Pelican cases already done. Should I say old Pelican inspired cases already done. So I probably will bring those back and incorporate the same type of hinge that I'm doing here. The old stuff I would have to, clip a little axle for the hinge, and then kind of clip on the sides. But these don't require an axle. They have their own little thing. So I think of doing some of those bigger ones for weapons, and smaller ones for smaller stuff. Plus, it'll help also. I do have a number of small, delicate props, screwdrivers, hacksaws, things that were done with resin. And so to protect it from shipping, I was thinking, well, maybe I can just have a nice little Pelican case. You put the thing inside and you ship it like that. So I'm going to start the next print. One more. Temperature. Speed. Go. And another print that's finished. So more of these have printed. So I'm going to be messing around with this in just a bit. Okay, that's going to get done. A few other items, they are still printing some bigger pieces. Although I do have two printers down there that are about to finish. And I got that hinge that's about to finish also. So let's see, back to work. Let's see, comments. Hey, okay, another question. Good, good, good. I like these. I like questions. Okay, nice. Is there any cons coming up early in the new year? I don't know about early, but there is Joe Fest, and that's a I try to do at least one convention, and Joe Fest is a good one to go to. And I couldn't at the last moment. I couldn't make it last year to Joe Fest. I wanted to. I was gearing up for it, and at the last minute, things came up, and I couldn't break away. So, but this year, it's back to the normal regular date. I don't remember the date. So it's kind of like in the middle of the year, like early summer or something like that. June or July. I think maybe June. And so my goal is to show the VSS, my VSS 002 space carrier at Joe Fest. And so that's my target. My target deadline is that my VSS has to be ready to display. Whether I get everything done, I don't know. I'm trying. So far, I'm dedicating one printer to printing only for the VSS. So, because I can't really afford to deviate from people's orders on the other printers. So things take hours to print at times, and the stuff for the VSS takes a lot of hours. Now there are some little bitty exceptions, okay? Like, and I'm about to show that. Well, I guess the only way I can show an exception is by showing a chess piece. So one way that parts of the engine room on the VSS is going to be attached is part of it is using rails, but to lock the parts in place, I will be using magnets. The reason is having enough magnets will make a strong connection. So instead of doing like some sort of hook kind of thing to kind of clip things into location, having some magnets in certain locations will provide a nice little grip. And if I need to replace or access and remove the engine room, magnets are not going to hinder too much. So I have a number of parts that I 3D printed to hold these small kinds of neodymium magnets. And so these magnets are, really small. They're about 3 millimeters by 6 millimeters. And I'm doing a Star Trek style 3D chess set. So I've printed my own designed chess pieces with a holder for the magnet. It's very thin. It's like half a millimeter thin where the magnet's at, and it provides a strong enough connection when it comes to another magnet. When it comes to a piece of metal, it's still a strong connection, but it's a little bit weaker. So I figure having two sets of magnets facing each other, this magnet can connect to another magnet, and have four of them, 4 different locations, it should be strong enough to really provide some good connection and keeping the engine in place. Being on rails, it'll be easy to kind of slide the engine out. Having the magnets in there would probably provide enough connection, to keep the engine in place. So that's what I intend to do with that. Yeah, so, okay, great. Yeah, okay, so, okay, put this back. Oh, by the way, so I was mentioning a little bit yesterday in yesterday's video about these generic props. I'm going to be printing some more of these, but newer style, newer design, really. So the interesting thing is I like to use paint that has real metal particles. So when they oxidize, they get a nice, real looking rust. And what's interesting is, for the most part, being with real iron, the thicker you put the paint, the more they would actually, it actually works with magnets. So that was fun, fun little bit of information there. So, it's just funny. This plastic part just has metal paint, and the magnets work. Of course, this is thin paint here, so it's not a very strong connection. But the more paint you put, the stronger the connection. So, okay. So I thought that was interesting in terms of paint. There are some filaments out there that do have metal components in there. Some of them have iron components, so the part becomes electrically conductive. And I do have a small sample spool of some of that, and the magnets do adhere to that as well. I was getting into stuff like that back in the day when I was looking into the possibility of having having a prop and have over here some sort of on-off button with a battery, and by connecting the props together, you can electrify something, have something actually light up. But it was a bit too problematic, so I kind of abandoned that idea. But there's other kinds of ways to make a part really stand out with lights and such. Some of them can be as simple as using a little bit of UV light and a UV light pen. A pen with some UV reactive ink. And sometimes those things work. The bad thing is plastics don't like UV light. So if you want a figure to last a good long time, keep it away from UV light. especially a figure with white plastic. That will make the white kind of yellow. So UV light is not a good idea, except for little things, like a few minutes here, a few minutes there for a photo. Because it's not like all day it's going to be exposed to UV light. A few seconds here, a few seconds there for photo. It's not probably won't hurt too much. Yeah, the magnets work. That's right. I know. It's when I first put them on, it's like, oh wow, of course, you would expect iron, but how much iron is in the paint? Don't know. But when I apply the magnets to it, it's like, oh wow, it's a lot more iron than I thought. Do I have any of the sectors as they have built-in magnets in the feet? I do not have any of them. I do not have any of them. I was thinking it might be a good idea to get a small little bitty neodymium magnet that fits into the peg hole of a figure and basically magnetize Spider-Man's feet. So you can have Spider-Man, on a fridge or some other structure. And here's the interesting thing: is if done correctly, getting a filament with some iron particles fused in, you can make a wall that has a lot of iron in there, and you can paint the wall, make it look like brick, and you could have Spider-Man climbing on directly on a brick wall without any other obvious means of support. Can do that with key locations with magnets on the other side. That's another way to do. But with paint, you can just it doesn't matter where those key locations are because the entire wall would be a key location. You can put Spidey anywhere. So yeah, I want to get some. I do want to. I do want to see about getting a sector. I'm not too. I mean, I've seen some figures for some new ones. I just don't know too much about them. Don't know too much about the new stuff. So this is ready for the next stage. Yeah. So let's see. Okay. So go back to this. So this has been about an hour and a half. It's about 5 millimeters up. Probably more like 6 millimeters. So, okay, I need to clean up this piece here. This is ready. This is almost ready. It's got some stringies on the inside that I need to clear out. Come on, focus. Focus. I don't know. So some of these stringies will get dissolved away in the layer line suppression stage. Okay. So now this is ready for that stage. put it there. Uh, so yesterday I mentioned I was talking about the Mandalorian and just wondering like how long should a person wait before talking about an episode, so that way it won't be a spoiler thing. And don't remember what the comments were, but I didn't get to see the comments until after the video ended. So, so now I'm keeping things up, window after window. Hey, another question. Great. Oh, I got Cortana coming up. Oh, hold on for a second. Okay, I'm back. So good question. What's a good method for cleaning up a print? My buddy is getting me a shoulder icon print for my McFarlane Space Marine who stands in 7 inches tall. So I need to clean up the molding. Hmm. Uh, I think two ways to answer, and you just combine the two answers together. One, it depends on what the material is. And two, I would say to use something like a hobby clipper. These are designed um, to remove the sprues, uh, the runners between the sprues of a part. So these are designed to like go right here and clip that area there. So I would say get something like a good clipper like this. And I got these from Hobby Link Japan. Um, these are high quality ones, and I suggest to get something like this because if you have stringies, little strings, you can use them to clip them much faster, easier than using an X-Acto knife. An X-Acto knife, if you need to use a knife, use an X-Acto knife, and that helps in areas, especially if there's like a little circle to go through. You just move the knife all around. The other thing is, I would suggest to use like a diamond coated file, not an iron file, but one that has this diamond coating. I would say get a thick one, so something like this. This is like if I remember, 10 millimeters wide. But I would also get a small one, and these are very useful. And in terms of filing, um, first of all, get like a set where you have different grains or different grits. And secondly is that I find these much more effective at cleaning a 3D printed part, a PLA part, an ABS part. These do a lot better job than, especially with PLA, than an iron file would. An iron file, I spend a lot of time going back and forth. This one, I just go a little bit, and I see results. For larger pieces, um, a small electric sander. If you have a large piece that you need to sand, and a large piece can be as simple as something like this, the top of the monitor. If the whole thing's all rough and you need to smooth it, instead of doing this, which this is fine for this size piece, but if you have a whole bunch of them, you can just use an electric sander. Just careful not to melt the plastic through friction. Thanks. I have a set of those for taking the Zoid and Gundam parts off the sprue. Hey, good. Yeah, these are good. And I have several kinds at different angles. And I have one that's a more heavy-duty one. It came with one of those metal puzzles. And it's heavy-duty enough to cut metal. That one, it was a spring parts that kind of broke. But it's you're still functional. So, but these are not as heavy duty, but they are well made actually. Yeah, so these are well made parts, and I do suggest having a good set of clippers. What I like about this particular brand, I don't have the brand in my on the tip of my mind right now, is that they do come with different angles, so you can angle the cut at different positions for sprues. But when it comes to 3D printing, I also find the 45-degree angle or the 90-degree angle to be pretty good, because sometimes things get a little bit difficult to reach. So another print just finished. I usually let the printers cool down before starting them up again. So here's a hinge piece. You can see little stringies. They were printed, like that. So for this part, I just used the clipper. And that's done. And done for that. I'll just take this. That's done there. So every order goes through something like this. Every order. So every order that goes out, if it has 100 pieces, each one of those pieces has me going through them, making sure everything is going to be just right. So I do pre-fit pieces, especially if there's some sort of doubt in my mind. I do follow up on that doubt to try to see if the part is going to fit or not. If they don't, either I reprint it. If it has a problem, again, reprinting, I might even change the design a little bit to make it better so it doesn't fail like that. So sometimes those are the issues that come up with causing a delay on some of the orders. It's not because I can't print it, but little things come up, Sometimes even the printer breaks down. So I got to move it to another printer. Sometimes that printer might be a different brand. And different brands of printers do not print the same. So if you do mix and match different brands, you will have issues. brands in terms of the maker, because I have some printers, they are sold under the same brand name, but they are not manufactured by the same companies, and there are measurement differences. So when things print, things will print consistently. So there's always that type of thing. So these little hinges are done. What I got to do here next is just to take a little screwdriver and just go through the hole, just to make sure that everything is nice and clean, and then it goes into the next stage for smoothing. So I got to do that piece again. So now I do set up the printer again. Is there any way to automate that, as it would get super tedious? No, there isn't. I would imagine, especially for lots of parts. No, not really. Um, Not really. I know people who have tried to use like a rock tumbler, but that will smooth it all sorts of angles, all sorts of things. It won't. It's not controlled. It won't be possible. Um, no, there really isn't. The only way to do that is to actually have a human go through. Uh, no, unfortunately, no. Now, if I could hire, like, some high school students to help out with the printing, that would be one of their duties, is to clean up the parts like that. But until then, I got to do it myself. So, yeah, it is tedious, and so some parts do have. I mean, some of my props do have many parts, and the pivot table is one of them. And so when sometimes we'll get orders where a person orders, let's say 2-3 tables, like 2 pivot tables, 2 examination tables. And the strange thing is that things come in waves. So if we get an order for a pivot table, 1 or 2 orders down might be another order for an examination table or another pivot table. So when I get orders, like, for example, the acrylic tech tables, I won't just get one order for that. I'll get like several of them throughout that week. So, and it's like that for everything. I don't know what is it, but if you get one order for one thing, you'll get a follow-up order sometime after for another identical piece, and that might spawn a couple more. It's really weird. It's really weird. Um, so with that said, sometimes on a pivot table, I'm working with those. There's a lot of small parts, and for example, right now I'm printing parts for the battlefield drones. So I have a number of these little covers. These cover up on a part of the turret, the pivot part. And so they're about a little bit more than 6 millimeters wide, and diameter maybe about 7 or 8 millimeters. And I have to do, there's 2 for each battlefield drone. I got to do several of them, and sometimes I have to go through with the file just to make sure everything is nice and round. And so, yeah, it does get tedious. It gets very, very tedious. So I'm always trying to figure out, like, what would be a better way, whether it's printing a part, laser cutting a part, but all that contributes to a delay, because sometimes, like, enough, So sometimes they get like that. Yeah, but it gets fun though. So after the next gyrocam section in white, I think I need to print some more bio hand scanners. But what I want to do is I want to start printing these little modular pieces. Now, how come the light is again bright and everything? Computer, turn off Joe room light.
Okay.
Okay, better. So I want to print these parts next. It's once again Darren Martin's comments post about the super text section has me thinking about bringing those parts back. So I do want to see about printing these again, updated with better techniques. And if that works, then I'll start to make another section in the DioWarriors store for just these kind of things, and just keep it generic. Keep it generic so people can build their own generic console, however way they want. Uh, I'm thinking, but I'm thinking like replacing the top part and maybe make like a little Lego brick. And I don't want to rely on the Lego style, but for something like this, maybe the Lego approach might be good. Not to do it like a Lego brick, but just the connecting parts. That might be something, or it doesn't have to be compatible to Lego. It could be, but it could be a series of pegs and a series of peg holes, and in the same way, instead of one hole in that I'm using here. So who knows? Maybe making it compatible to Lego and Lego-like bricks, such as Mega Blocks and or Mega Brick or whatever they're called now. Maybe something like that would be good for 1/18 scale type props. Especially if those parts that look like Legos can be hidden. Because then it looks kind of silly to use something that from Lego in a 1/18 scale diorama, because everyone will recognize, hey, that looks like Lego, and and it's not designed for those kinds of figures either. So hide the stuff that looks like Lego, and so I'm kind of thinking like that. Computer, turn on Joe room light.
Okay.
So did this last night. I don't need to clean it up. It's already done. So very nice print. Now that one got printed again just now. It just finished. So this is a 2-hour print. 2 hour 10 minutes. So it's pretty much done. I don't really need to clean up anything. I mean, it's got like, look at those little details in there. It's a nice clean print. So these two are done. So I need to print two more of these. So I'm going to start that again. Okay. Aha, another print's done. So this one was printed with a little raft. So I'll just need to sand this a little bit. But all in all, this is a clean print. So it's quite smooth. It does have layer lines. So, but these don't get smooth. These don't go through the smoothing process. So that's done there. I'm going to start. How many do I need? I think I need one more of those nickel things. That took about 2 hours. And so, okay. Well, this is my typical day, so I don't know if y'all want to see more. You know, I'm having fun. You know, I can do the video all day if needed. But I'm having fun. If you want to ask some questions about the VSS and other little things that I've been working on, that would be good. Let me go through the rounds and see if there's any comments that are posted elsewhere. So let's see. Facebook. Oh, wow. Check out Victor Garcia's post on venomous sea serpent. Good. Wow. There's some figures, a his tank, and others are going to go to the winner of building the first VS. So the stakes are higher. First to build VSS aircraft carrier with VSS bridge gets this below or $200 cash. Must be painted with crew. PM me for details. Happy building. Wow. That's a nice incentive on building the VSS. Wow. Someone's asking on one of the laser cutter groups, good morning, can someone show me the largest project you've done, with that brand laser? And I'm thinking, should I show the VSS? Of course, I didn't do the whole VSS with it. It's just parts here, parts there, but still. Okay, I guess I just read an article, or at least the headlines. I'll share it on my wall. You know that mysterious monolith metal structure that appeared in Utah. So that disappeared, right? They don't know where it went. So now there's another similar monolith that appeared in a Romanian hillside. So there's a picture that shows it. So I'm thinking like, okay, well maybe I ought to make a DioWarrior monolith parts. I think these are kind of triangular. Maybe I can use um, the laser. The acrylic brushed aluminum look to that. No, actually, I could just print it with that fancy material. The same ones that I did with the chest pieces and the white stuff, the stuff that I can suppress the layer lines, and I can just spray paint it titanium or something, and then find a nice little hillside somewhere and put some Joes around it. So save image. Yeah. So, anyways, okay. Okay. I'm getting sidetracked. Okay. So I'm getting back out of this. I need to check. I need to check on DioWarrior store and see if there's anything going on there for comments. Hey, great. Welcome, Kiara, to the VSS group. Great. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to go to the DioWarriors group and see. Okay, no comments there. Okay, back to the. Okay. Okay. So let's see. Those. Another clip just finished. So, once again, small little part. Here. Storm shadow in my way. Actually, I need the clipper. And with these files, that's basically all it takes to clean something. Yeah, that's it. So these are, I just gotta use a small little drill just to drill the holes, just to make sure that they're nice and round, the proper size, and then they'll be ready for the next stage, the smoothing process. Ooh, another question. Great. Keep them coming. Have I picked up any of the retro line stuff yet? The only retro Joe figures that I've picked up is Snake Eyes and this Storm Shadow. And I just picked up Snake Eyes last week. Yeah, last week. And but the new stuff with like, what is it, Screaming Duke, things like that, I have no interest. I don't mind getting the head for that, and just keeping it available for whatever I'm using it for. But so that way I don't pop the head off of the original Screaming Duke. But I don't really like the way the current offerings on the retro line looks right now at all. They have so much potential, and instead of doing the best, they went to the least common denominator type thing. So I don't like the way Hasbro is treating the line at all. So intercontinental ballistic laser. So it's got a lot of details on this, but what I need to do is design a better stand system for it. Fits like this, it works, but I am not happy with the way it came out. So it's going to be on a turntable, be able to turn the laser all around 90 degrees more if you need to. But I don't like the way the stand came out, so I'm going to change that. It's the only thing that's really holding back this particular item from the store is the stand. Uh, yeah, Screaming Duke looks kind of crappy. Yeah, I agree. But the Cobra Commander, I may... I forgot about him, actually. I may get as he's the one with the pistol holder. The one with the pistol holder in the back on his backpack. They do seem to be skimping on accessories. Yes, I agree. Um, he kind of looks like, I don't know. I'll have to see how he looks in the store. The only thing I could think about, if they use the ultimate Cobra Commander sculpt for like the head, the helmet, then I can see about getting stuff not for the body, but for the head and the helmet. One thing though is that sometimes with electroplating, sometimes if you handle electroplating enough, you'll wear away some of the surface of that electroplated stuff. So some of the Cobra Commanders that they came out with, that they use electroplating for the chrome, I have used them enough that they're not so chromy. so not so shiny. Especially true for some of the Destros, where half the head is beginning to show that the plastic underneath. So, two topics there. I want to get involved with electroplating so I can re-electroplate some parts. The other thing is an easy solution is that if that helmet is electroplated, maybe all I have to do is just stock up on some of those Cobra Commanders and then use the chrome faceplate for either replacement Cobra Commander heads on better figures, or use it for other, custom figure heads, a custom Viper, a custom things like that. Yeah. So I did get Baroness and liked her. Oh yeah, I did get one retro Baroness, I believe. I do want Roadblock and Scarlet. I have not seen those. And Cobra Commander is a reissue of the one from the SDCC that came with the cardboard base. I remember that, but I don't remember the details. I don't remember if it was if they used the ultimate what fans call it, the ultimate body uh, Cobra Commander. I got something in the way, so I can't get mine. Um, but the body that I'm thinking of came with a hood as an option. It was a very nicely sculpted hood, and for Joe Fest, not Joe Fest, for Joe Con, the one of the zombie exclusive zombie figure packs, in the big box. I think that was 2014. I'm not quite sure. The and I have it right here. The Cobra Lab Rat use that body, different head and all that, but use that body. So that body's right here. So I don't remember how that Cobra Commander looks, but I think he has rocker ankles, and I think, well, I don't like rocker ankles to begin with, but the rest of the body, like this one here, is Cobra Commander. So if they use this body, but if they have rocker ankles, I may think twice in terms of the legs. I wouldn't mind getting a Marauder leg thing. The thing is that the the aluminum or die-cast metal, whatever T-bar for the legs are, I think they're smaller than what Marauder uses for their legs. So in other words, swapping a Marauder leg to it might be kind of problematic, might be kind of loose. So I'll have to see if there's any. This is very tight. So I'll have to see if there's any solution a customizer has done to combine a Marauder leg to a Hasbro leg. But if there is, and if it is a rocker ankle, I might be able to just simply swap the legs and do something, and use a Marauder leg on that figure. Fingers crossed. So it's a mashup of the Ultimate Body, but they use a different torso with the laser pistol power pack port. Okay. I'm familiar with some of that. Okay, I have one right up there that uses that. Swivel wrists, no hinge. Okay, yes, yeah. As far as I remember, even the as far as I remember, even the ultimate Cobra Commander, because of his gauntlet type gloves, it was swivel wrists and not pivot. But it's been a while, and I can't access my things right now. I got something in the way, and I don't want to move it because I would have to move other things to get it out the way to begin with. Uh, oh, let me start another print. What do I need to print? Let me, before I start the next print, let me go through the orders and see what is pending. Okay, wrong color. I have to wait for white to clear up, and then I gotta print some more biometric scanners. Oh, good. Oh, watertight door. Uh, I have parts of that already done, so that watertight door might be ready, kind of thing. And let me take a quick look in the store. Uh, on the computer racks. Right here. Computer rack. Do I have that?
What do you want to play?
Cancel.
Canceling.
Okay. I have that done, so that's good. Okay. So another order looks like I'll be able to get to it. Let me see. Let me see. Yes. Excellent. Okay. So I have another order that's going to be ready to go. Excellent. Oh, yeah. The back part for a computer rack. I got the other parts already processed, so that's ready. Okay, good, good, good. So someone's order is going to get completed and be on the way. And so let's see, let's go up the chain. Okay. Okay, I do have these parts. Ooh, oh, gosh. I have to do some serious biometric hand scanners. I got to get some of those out. Okay, so I was about to say that I have a whole bunch of these items, things like bleach bottles, things like that, ready to go. They are in the other room already in bags and stuff like that. I just have to go pick them out. But I just noticed a large number of biometric scanners I need to print. And I don't have enough green acrylic, so I'll have to cut some of those as well. Oh gosh. Ow. Okay, wow. Okay. Okay, I need to get that. Need to get that ASAP. Yeah, this is it's going to be a fun week. Oh wow. Okay, good. I got some parts done there. Okay. Okay, got that done. That done. That done. That done with the green piece. Okay. I need to print that. I need to print that. And I bet you I should probably print some of these keyboards in white as well. So okay. Someone's doing a lab. Excellent. Uh. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm working on this order right now. Okay. Okay, that's almost done. I gotta get those two are done. I'm working on those two. That's done. That's done. And okay, I gotta print some chairs. Okay, I got that done, and I gotta print another chair, two chairs. Okay, almost at the top of the list. Okay, fortunately, I have this already laser cut. I have to do that. I have to do that. Oh, okay. Special stuff. Okay. Whew. Okay. Oh, okay. I need to print some more of those missile pods. Wow. Okay. Uh, Doable. I got a lot of stuff. I got like 50% done on these things. So, where's the screens? Oh, wrong screen. Oh, there it goes. Yeah. Yes, it is a mashup of parts. Yeah. Ooh. So okay. So I don't need to print any of those in that blue filament, but I do need to print some more stuff for freebies. So I will start the freebie thing. Print. Okay, so that one's going to print a freebie part. So as the orders get done, I can just simply include a freebie and out they go. So it's another one that's done. So I gotta print several more of these. They're like 2 hours each. They actually have some weight. Okay. Now on other things that I want to do, um, once I get the orders under control again, then I can shift gears to prototypes. And one of the prototypes I'm working on, this is an older one, but it's what I had right there. Weapon systems. So this prototype, I was experimenting with the top part here, but so this is something that I'm working on for the VSS. It's just that I need to get the time to return to it and work on it some more. So different kinds of weapon systems. I'm working on some small ones, small weapon systems, and some larger ones. And of course, you'll see this on my VSS. Um, but it's made for every VSS out there, as well as non-VSS systems. So the idea is, you got to have more than one kind of weapon system to protect your investment of having an aircraft carrier like the VSS is. So different kinds of weapon systems. Harpoon system is a good one. I got that right here. And this is a complicated part. And it's got all sorts of, it's got like steps, ladders on the inside. It's much taller than a figure. And what I'm trying to do, and this is going to be done on the store, is I'm going to be making the launch tubes available as a separate item, so you can use it for your own stuff. If you don't want the harpoon itself, but you're interested in launch tubes, well, I'd like to make those available for you. Same thing about the way these launch tubes attach with these items. These little rectangular pieces. They have attachment ports. You can put more on top. They got a lot of details. So this stuff is going to be available for the VSS as well. But remember, when I say it's for the VSS, it's not exclusively to the VSS. You can use it any way you want. So I am thinking also of making another kind of frame to support the harpoon system. Maybe something on a turntable. I don't know if that's necessary, but it'll be nice to kind of pivot up and down and have a different system. So that's something I'm kind of working on. It's a little bit on the fantasy side, but why not? Why not? Well, folks, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it quits for now. It's been almost 3 hours. I don't know how some of those people out there can have like a 6-hour live video, where they're just talking. I'm really impressed with some of those folks, some of those YouTube folks, where they do it every day, and they have like 3-4 hour videos every day. And so maybe one day I'll get to that level. Until then, I am going to go grab a bite to eat, and haven't had anything to eat yet. Just been having this A&W root beer. And, the rest of the days is still going to be the same. I have prints that are not going to get done for at least an hour and a half. The small freebie print is going to still take some time. So I may go live later tonight. I don't know. Or I may just do stuff CAD-wise, or maybe I'll do some CAD stuff. Maybe if I do go live again, it'll be just on the CAD side of things. or maybe I'll just leave that for tomorrow. So maybe I'll just leave that for tomorrow or something. I do want to return to these and start something like that. I need to try doing the Lego style attachments for it, and who knows, maybe can incorporate, make authentic Lego stuff, and then just combine it to to what we do. Or doesn't have to be Lego. I'm saying Lego, but these blocks. Does it have to be Lego at all? So, anyways, I'll catch y'all later, and I'm gonna go grab a bite to eat. And thank you for watching all of this time. Thank you, everybody, and I'll be back soon.